Okay, now let's move on to the next study case. It's titled Your Smartphone Big Brother Best Friend. Okay, guess what it's all about? Okay, so the learning objectives of this case study is how is your location constantly tracked, shared, and used? Okay, I know most of you have smartphone in your pocket right now, right? What you might not realize is that your phone is basically telling the world where you are almost all the time. Okay, it tracked you means company are recording where you go, the coffee shop you visited this morning, the gym you went to yesterday, even your route, the campus. And shared here means this information doesn't just stay with one company, it gets passed around and sold to the other businesses you've never even heard of. And also, it's used. Used here means they're doing something with these data, usually to make money. They might show you targeted ads, study your shopping habits, or see if their advertisement actually got you to visit a store. You probably gave them permission without you even realizing it. Remember when you download a game or music app? It sometimes asks for location services, and then you click allow to use the app, okay? But you might not know what you were really agreeing to. Okay, so by the end of this class, you will understand which apps are tracking you, how they do it behind the scenes, and who's buying and selling your location data, why current laws are not protecting you, and what you can do about it. This is not just about scaring you, it's about making informed choices about your privacy in the digital age. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so this is the articles that you can read by yourself, but later on I will just explain what the article uh, is about. Okay, so the title of the articles, the study case, is Your Smartphone Big Brother's Best Friend. Your smartphone Big Brother's best friend. Okay, so what are the problems? I will just divide it into four simple points. Okay, first things first, the companies collect your location data through the apps. You think about the apps on your phone right now: social media, games, weather, the food delivery apps. Many of them are like friendly spies, you know. While they are helping you, they're also quietly noting your every move. It's not just one company, it's the whole network of them. It's constantly building a digital diary of your life based on where you go. And the second, they can buy and sell this information freely. Mm, this is really the big one. Your location data is not just collected, it becomes a product. Imagine your daily routine, your commute, your gym visits, your coffee shop trips being picked up and sold in a hidden marketplace to other companies you never even heard of. You are not the customer in the situation, you are the product being sold. Okay, the next problem. Location tracking is largely unregulated. What does unregulated means? It means that there are very few rules or laws controlling what these companies can do. It's like a game of soccer with no referee. The companies can basically collect, buy, and sell your personal movement without asking for your explicit permission each time and without much legal consequence. The rules that do exist are sometimes weak and full of loopholes. Data is labeled anonymous, anonymous, but can still identify the real people. This is perhaps the sneakiest part. The companies often say, don't worry, your data is anonymous, but that's often a myth. Let's say a dataset shows that a phone left at a specific dorm every morning, one to went to a specific classroom building, and then went to a specific off-campus apartment every night. Even without a name, it's incredibly easy for anyone with that data to figure out exactly who that person is. It's you. So anonymous data is often just your personal life with the name temporarily removed, and it can be put back on with a little detective work. So the problem is a system where your private movements are constantly harvested, turned into a product, and traded in a marketplace with few rules under the false pretense that it cannot be tracked back to you. It's a fundamental issue of privacy, control, and transparency. So, how it works? First, the companies use what is called SDK, software development kits. Okay, this SDK is not a sinister tool, but as a pre-made Lego kit for app developers. So, if a developer wants to add a map or a payment system, or in this case, a tracking feature, they don't have to build it from scratch. They can just drop this pre-made Lego kit into their app. And the problem is some of these kits are specifically designed to track you. And then the second one, the SDKs are small programs which is embedded in the thousands of apps. This is why the problems is so widespread. It's not just one suspicious app. These tracking Lego kits are hidden inside thousands of the most popular app you use every day. Whether it's a weather app, your game, your shopping app, and you think you're just using one app, but secretly a second smaller program from a completely different company is running inside it. They track your location in the background. This is the crucial part. The hidden program doesn't just track you when you have the app open. It can often track you all the time in the background while your phone is in your pocket. You could be having a coffee and your game app, which you haven't opened in days, could be telling a data company your exact coordinates. So, smaller tracking companies insert SDKs into a popular app. So, how do these small unknown companies you've never heard of get your data? They don't need to make a popular app themselves. They just create this tracking Lego kit and convince the developers of popular app to include it. In exchange, the big app developers might get paid or get access to useful features. It's a partnership you never see happening inside the phone you hold in your hand. So, yeah, we can see that the process hidden, a small tracker hitches right inside a popular app you trust, and it quietly reports your movement back to a company you've never heard of, often without you even realizing it. Okay, so you might be wondering which of my apps are doing this. And the short answer is probably more than you think. Okay. And this slide gives us a cheat sheet. Okay, let's break this down. Let's break it down by thinking about why each type of app is so interested in your location. Okay, first one is the travel and navigation apps. This one, it's obvious, right? The Google Maps or Waze need your location to give you directions. But the tracking often doesn't stop when your trip ends. The data about where you live, where you work, and vacation is incredibly valuable for building a profile on you. Okay, next one, entertainment and music app. You know Spotify? Yeah. So you might think, why does a music app need to know where you are? They might say it's to recommend local concert or catch you your favorite local DJ. But as we saw in the earlier example, that location data is often sold to see if, for instance, you went to a store after hearing an ad. Okay, and then the social networking app. This is obviously, yeah, apps like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok are the huge players. You might tag your location at a cool restaurant, but they are also tracking the places you don't tag. And this will help them to serve you hyper targeted ads from the businesses near you and build a detailed picture of your habits and social circle. Also, the shopping apps, yes, shopping, Amazon, the Uber apps, food delivery apps, or any retail app, they use your location for faster delivery or maybe to show you the deals at a store near you. Okay. But this also lets them link your online browsing with your real world behavior, like confirming that you actually made a purchase after clicking an ad. And finally, games and sports app. This can be the sneakiest one. What would a simple puzzle game or fitness tracker need constant access to your location? Yeah, it's purely for profit. That free game is not really free. You're paying for it with your location data, which the game developer sells to advertising network. So, the key thing to remember is that for many of these apps, your location is not essential for the app to function. It's an extra source of revenue for the company. So the next time an app asks you for your location, ask yourself, does this app truly need this to work? Or is it just trying to collect more data on me? Okay, now let's talk about a real life case study, the music app, the iHeart Radio. This example perfectly illustrates the gap between what companies say they need your data for and what they actually do with it. Okay. First, the friendly request. The app asks to use location with a really fun and relatable reasons to get your favorite DJ. Okay, it sounds harmless, right? It feels like a personal touch, a cool feature. So most people think, okay, sure, why not? And then you click allow. And now the hidden reality. Behind the scenes, the app was doing something very different. It was taking your precise exact location and sending it to a radio station, but to not to a radio station, but to a data company named Cubic. Okay, what was Cubic? What was Cubic doing with the location of millions of music listeners? They were performing advertising effectiveness analysis. So, in simple terms, they were checking to see if you walked into a store or a restaurant after you saw an online advert. So, the feature was not really about your favorite DJ, it was a tool to help the advertisers see if their money was well spent by tracking your physical movement. And after this exposed by journalists, the iHeartRadio updates its app. This is the important part about transparency. They were forced to change their consent screen to include more details about how the location data would actually be used. Well, this story is a perfect lesson for all of us. It teaches us to be skeptical of simple, friendly reasons for handing over our data. It shows us our location is available tool for measuring ad campaign. It's often without our clear knowledge, and it proves that public pressure can lead to slightly more honesty. But we have to be paying attention in the first place. Okay, so the hidden reality. This is about what happens after your data is collected. It's like your location data goes into a lake hole, and we have very little idea what happened next. Okay, first, it's nearly impossible to know who receives your data. Think of your data like a dollar bill. If you give a dollar to a friend, you know where it went. But this is like throwing your dollars into a crowded, invisible stock market. That one piece of data from your weather app can be sold to a data broker who then sells it to an advertising network who might then sell it to political consulting firm. You have no idea who ends up with it. And then you don't know what they do with it. Yeah. Once some company you've never heard of has your location history, what they use it for? What do they use it for? Could it be show your ads? Yeah, probably. Could it be to build a profile to determine your credit score? Maybe. Could it be sold to government agency? Possibly. So the point is, you lose all control. You agree to it in that long term of service document, but you have no say in how it's actually used down the line. Okay, next up, it's comprehensive records of time and place reveal your identity. This is the biggest myth buster. Companies always say, okay, don't worry, your data is anonymous, but that's almost meaningless. If I have a record showing a phone left of a specific dorm at 8 a.m., went to a specific classroom, and then to a specific doctor's office in the afternoon, and then back to an off campus apartment at night, how many people could that possibly be? It's almost certainly you. The so called anonymous data is rarely truly anonymous. And finally, multiple companies may access your location without your knowledge. Remember those SDKs, the hidden Lego kits in your apps? Is the single app you might have three or four of these trackers from different companies running inside it. So by using one app, you might unknowingly by sending your location to four or five different corporations all at the same time. So yeah, the hidden reality is a complete lack of transparency and control. Your personal movements are part of a vast, unregulated, and shadowy marketplace, and you are left in the dark about who has your information and what they are using it for. All right, so let's come the summary. Okay, let's bring it all together. The summary is our key takeaway from today's discussion. Your smartphone constantly shares your location. This is the fundamental fact we started with. Remember, it's not a one time thing, it's a continuous broadcast of your life. Where you live, where you work, where you study, where you relax. Think of your phone not just as communication device, but as a personal beacon. And second, many companies profit from this data. This is the why. This is not just about providing you with convenient services. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Your daily routines are a valuable product that is collected, that is packaged and sold in a hidden marketplace. You are the source of this valuable resource. The next one, the current laws don't adequately protect your privacy. Yeah, this is the systemic problem. The legal framework has not kept up with the technology. The rules are weak, they're full of loopholes, and rely on you agreeing to terms you cannot possibly be expected to read or understand. So you are largely on your own when it comes to protecting your digital life. And finally, yeah, and most importantly, always read app permissions carefully. This is your call to action. This is the one thing that you can control. When an app asks for permissions, especially for location, pause and ask, does this app truly need this to function? Like a game probably doesn't need your precise location in 24 hours and 7 days, right? Maybe a map app, yes, but maybe only when you're using it. So be skeptical, be mindful. You have the power to click allow on don't allow. So the final message is this: you need to be aware of the reality, understand the trade-off between convenience and privacy, and take an active role in protecting your own information. Your privacy is in your hands. Okay. All right, everyone, that's all of the study case for this chapter. I will see you in the next study case most interesting, with the more interesting study case. Okay? See you and goodbye.